can't operate. We need 29%. There's two problems with that. The timing's not right. They haven't gotten their own house in order. And let me emphasize, that doesn't mean layoffs. That means getting real and paying benefits and looking at some of the expensive projects that they've undertaken, which make no sense in today's environment.
But isn't the yes proposed people saying that this is just this millage is just one piece of a much larger puzzle? Am I incorrect in that?
I don't know what the puzzle is. The puzzle to me is 29%. If a 29% is needed, even in a appropriately managed entity, that entity does not know what it's doing. To have the most extreme increase of any municipality in the metro area just says to me they're not logical. They are not running things properly.
I'm a scientist. I like numbers. I live and die by the numbers. They describe reality. The only number I've heard from the no team is 29%. I've heard no numbers to back that up. I've heard a lot of words about cutting spending and being wild and all that. I've heard no budget numbers which are publicly available to support that statement. I'm disappointed in their arguments.
Well, what are the numbers, though? Let's not quibble over numbers. What are the numbers? How much of a deficit are we in? Is it 22, 29? What's the number?
Yeah, there's an easy number. I understand he's a scientist. 1.9 divided by 6.5. Anybody have a calculator? 1.9 divided by 6.5. Thank you. Thank you. And our emphasis on that number is that number is extreme.
Bob, do you disagree? Bill, do you disagree with that number?
I agree that number is true on the general fund. I disagree that is what anybody is going to pay. In fact, my taxes, as I said before, for the Troy side will go up $72 the first year. They will go down $55 the following year from where they are this year, and they'll go down another $90. And in fact, my total tax bill over the next 3 years will be a cumulative $1,200 less than what I paid last year.
Bill, help me out for just one moment. As I understand the language of this millage proposal, it says that the city council, I assume the city council, can levy up to 1.9 mils. Doesn't mean they don't have to. But at the last part of the proposal, it says, if approved, the additional millage levied will raise approximately $9 million the first year it is levied. Does that mean that council has no option, that it's going to be a raise of 1.9, and that's how that $9 million number was obtained?
It doesn't mean that.
No.
It means that during budget sessions, city staff and city council will work together and try to determine the amount of funding that's needed. Now, candidly, in our 5-year look, it's going to be 1.5 mils, 1.9 mils, because over a 5-year period, even with the 1.9 mils, there's still going to be a deficit in the 5th year. And what I was saying earlier, we are going to have a partnership with the community, regardless of what happens to the millage passage or non-passage. We're going to be more cost effective in how we operate. We're not perfect, but with or without passage of the millage, we're estimating approximately 90 full-time positions being cut in the city of Troy through either privatization or regionalization, consolidation, or elimination.
And that's whether this passes or not?
Yes, sir.
Janice, you have a question or a comment?
I have a question of Mr. Szerlag, one that I asked at the city council meeting the other night and it wasn't answered. In Mayor Schilling's State of the City address in February of '09, she identified 75 new business ventures that were either moving into the city of Troy or expanding their operations within the city of Troy. Or they were opening new restaurants, they were completing new building projects, condos, residential projects. And my question at that time was, where's all the additional tax revenue from these new business ventures, number one? And number two, did we have to give extreme tax abatements like we did in the case of Kmart, number two? And if so, do we have written agreements that give us some sort of a return on our investment at some point, and at what point is our payback?
I just got about 18 questions. Let's oh my God, John will be here for another hour. Give me just the one, try to boil it down. What are you really asking about? The new business in town, in Troy?
Where's the additional tax revenue?
Additional tax revenue. Okay, John.
Any business that comes into Troy obviously pays personal and real property taxes. the issue